YouTube, what is going on? It's not clobbering time, by the way, but we just had to do that because we're kind of matching tonight. It still is the 4th of July. If you watched our last episode, it was the 4th of July, or July 5th, as of this recording. But we had discussed the topic in the last episode. Okay, we're gonna start drinking some beer now, I guess. But last episode we were talking about the Intercontinental titles, and then we got a little off track, and we were talking about talent that is underappreciated in the company. And then, I don't remember what brought up the topic exactly, but we were going to discuss our top wrestling moments of all time. First thing that popped into my head would, just going to throw a lot of people off guard, would be going back to WCW when Vince Russo called out Hogan for being a sellout. When he called him for being a sellout with the NWO, and, you know, rigging the match to have Jeff Jarrett lay down. You know, for a long time, I believed that was actually real, but if you want to go back and check it out on YouTube, there's a video of Vince Russo, who a lot of people disagree. I think he's one of the greatest writers of all time, depending on what he's working with. I mean, he's writing TNA stuff right now, and that's a lot to work with. But
we're opening so many can of worms right now.
We are, but just on this one topic. But Vince Russo did the whole thing of how Hogan's a piece of shit, and
and he actually said that. He cussed.
But if you check on
WCW
YouTube, Vince Russo also did an interview and said that was actually a work with Hogan. The only thing that was not part of it was Russo said in the interview that you know, Hogan, blah, 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 I'm going to do this work with you. I'm going to call you out on stage and do everything. And then we'll give you the title, blah, 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 and we're going to make another title for Jeff Jarrett. Hogan agreed to it. Word for word, if that's true. I showed you this video once.
Yeah, I know. I seen it. I just...
Word for word, if that's true or not, I'm not positive, but...
who does that?
Russo never called Hogan back the next day, blah, blah. There was some hard-felt words back and forth, but anyway...
Didn't it end up to be Booker T, Jeff Jarrett for the world title?
Yeah, because because it came out. It's like, for you true WCW fans, it's gonna be Booker T versus Jeff Jarrett.
I don't understand how that was scripted.
It was scripted between him and Hogan. Well, I mean, it's hard to tell because Vince Russo is extremely good with words. Does that make him a bad person? No. I'm not going to say that.
Vince Russo is lucky.
Well, if he was kind of involved with NWO stuff.
No, he was. No. It
was him and Bischoff.
No, Vince Russo was with WWE when the NWO was with WCW. Vince Russo...
Was he? Okay, I'm learning something new right now.
It was Vince McMahon, Vince Russo, and Ed Ferraro. That made the Attitude Era. The NWO was all Bischoff, and then when it started crumbling, and Vince McMahon didn't need anybody, didn't need Vince Russo or Ed Ferraro anymore. Then he fired him and said, "Well, you can go to WCW," because Vince's man was like, "Hey, we're winning. We're really winning." And he's like, "Oh, I'll go to WCW." And Vince Russo went to WCW, and about a year and a half, 2 years later, Vince bought out WCW. No, I think the claim of fame that if Vince Russo would say is like, "Hey, I was the one who helped Vince McMahon, you know, save WWF at the time, WWE, from WCW, because they were all part of the Attitude Era."
See, that's rough
he
for
was
me
never
to say
NWO.
because
He was never NWO.
Okay, I agree with you. Now that you mention it, yeah, I think you are right about that. But what he said afterwards about the Russo thing, most of you probably have never read Vince Russo's book. It's a book after he found Faith. It's he explains a lot of stuff in there. I really recommend you guys go check that out. It explains everything throughout his career between starting a wrestling show in a video store that he was helping running and whatever. But anyway, I don't want to make this whole Vince Russo episode, which we may get into further on down the road because I do like him. But
we sidetrack a lot.
Yeah, in case you guys haven't noticed yet. But anyway,
it's a good sidetrack.
We'll cut it off there. I mean, Vince Russo, go research that stuff. But anyway, one of your top moments.
Top moments. You said your top moment was? Recap that. You said WCW.
I had the Russo thing really quick, but that's not one of my.
That was your top moment.
I'm not saying it's my top moment. That's just up there.
One of them. Okay.
That's just one of my more memorable top moments. I'm not saying that's my number one. That's definitely not my number one. But that's just one that hit me real quick.
Well, if see, we're not going from 5 to 1 to 5.
We're just going back and forth there real quick with top
I would
moments.
have to say, like, in professional wrestling, like, I would have to say, let's go back to WCW. I would have to say when Hulk Hogan did screw at Bash at the Beach, they call it at the time.
Yeah,
sometimes Beach Bash and all that. When he turned heel, when Hulk Hogan turned heel,
I thought he turned heel on Halloween Havoc. Was it Bash at the Beach or Halloween Havoc?
Bash at the Beach, man.
Was it?
Yes, it was Bash at the Beach. It was when it was Scott Hall and Kevin Nash versus Sting, Lex Luger, and Macho Man Randy Savage, and then NWO was waiting for the third man, and then I think like Luger got hurt or Sting got hurt, and then Hogan came out, and they're like, "Oh, Hogan came out!" And then Hogan, he turned his back on WCW and the fans.
Which actually helped his career pretty much because I mean, like we said,
John Cena, take a hint.
Like we said a couple episodes back when Hogan came into WCW and he was doing the immortal face thing. Fans were booing just as much as they were booing Cena now, and it didn't work. And eventually they flipped over Hogan to do the NWO thing, and it was probably one of the greatest moves in his career right there. I mean, he had more pops doing that than he did when he was fighting Andre the Giant.
Well, no, I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
No, I mean Hogan was great, but then like when he was in WCW, WCW hated Hulk Hogan. Like the fans were like, "All right, we've seen it time and time again. There's nothing it's just." And then in Hogan,
that's because Turner didn't know wrestling, so.
Yeah, but I mean, they still had Eric Bischoff was still there.
Well, Bischoff made.
And then Bischoff made the decision to be like, all right, Hogan, hey, you're getting booed every time you come out there.
We're flipping you.
And
Vince, do the same thing with Cena right now, please.
You become a bad guy, and if you ever see the documentary, and Hogan was like, oh, really? Yeah, should I do that? And
that's
Hogan
another
was
topic
like,
we might have to do one day.
Hogan's like, all right, let's try it, and it was the best thing for Hulk Hogan. Like Hulk Hogan became a bad guy, and then from him being a bad guy, became like the most popular wrestler again in professional wrestling. Hulk Hogan has been more popular in wrestling than anybody worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, over like 2 times over, and 3 times over because then he retires, comes back, goes in the Hall of Fame, and people just love Hulk Hogan. I mean, Hulk Hogan is Hulk Hogan. I think somebody's coming here to kill us, so we'll see what happens with that.
So if we happen to die, it's been fun entertaining you people, but
all right, we're still doing the
going top moments still here right
all
now.
Now you're up. You're next.
Okay. I gotta drop a CM Punk one since we haven't done it yet. I'm not gonna say when I say CM Punk, a lot of you are gonna think, oh, he's gonna mention the Las Vegas speech, the Bite Bomb speech. Nope. A lot of people are gonna say when he won the title against Cena. Nope.
Oh, that was a good.
Which is probably one of the best matches.
The one in Chicago.
Yes.
That was
one of the best
big
matches I've ever watched. It was a good. That was a good 35-minute match. So I'm not gonna get into it. That was a great match, but. First time he won Money in the Bank. I'm not going to say when he won this first title, which was against Edge, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure it was against Edge when he cashed in. But I got to go when he first got the first Money in the Bank. That was because I've been following.
Just winning Money in the Bank in general.
Yes.
Oh.
Because
Ah.
I've been following Punk since 2001 when he started off in NWA or whatever it was.
Yeah, it
What
was
it?
IWA.
IWA. Thank you. I'm sorry. IWA. I think it was 01. I think he started there
IWA Mid-South.
when he started off with Chris Hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to mention that. I've been following ever since then, and when he won that first Money in the Bank, I was. Was that the very first Money in the Bank match? No. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. No, I think.
Oh, because he won 2 in a row.
No, it didn't. It was RVD or Edge won the first one.
Yeah. I think Edge and then RVD and then Punk won 2 in a row.
Yeah. When Punk won that first one, I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna make him a champion.
Because they used to do it at WrestleMania.
Yes. Yeah, they did it at WrestleMania before they actually made the Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view,
And then, no, Punk won it, and then when he finally cashed in, which was against Edge, I believe.
Yeah, on Raw.
Yes, it was on. Yeah. Yeah, we brought this up earlier.
Yeah,
Before we started recording this, we
yeah.
brought this up real quick.
Because that was going to be one of mine. But that was good that you brought up just his first Money in the Bank win.
Which was a great. That was.
Yeah, that was. I was. I popped for that.
Well, I loved it because I think Punk was one of the last wrestlers that anybody expected to win that.
Yeah, because
And when he went up there and grabbed the briefcase and they let him have that, I was in shock. I mean, I was ecstatic because I've been the biggest Punk fan since 2001, 2002.
CM
whenever.
Punk does not look like your everyday
He's not
wrestler.
your bodybuilder.
You're not your. It's not your John Cena or
I'm sorry,
Hogan.
failed bodybuilder.
Or his
John Cena.
favorite wrestler, Batista. They don't
Oh,
look like
okay.
that. I mean, he doesn't look like that.
Wow, that was harsh.
So, I mean, for Punk being what he does,
By the way, he
and
listens
how
to
he
Batista's theme song in the shower every day.
I got to. He's my partner. I got to listen to his favorite wrestlers.
You might be off the show here in the next episode. I'm just letting you know that. But
no, seriousness. But like, yeah, Punk was not Vince McMahon's idea of superstar.
yes,
I still call him professional wrestlers.
He wasn't the stereotype big guy who
Yeah,
could destroy everybody.
Yeah.
But
And
he was the best wrestler in the business. He was the best talker in the business. He
He
could
made
do everything in the business. I mean,
We'll have a show.
For God's sakes, he has Paul Heyman as a mentor. That's enough of a damn
Yeah.
near. I
We'll have
can't
a
think of the
CM
word.
Punk show, and we'll just tell you how. Yeah, I mean, that guy was.
If we have a
phenomenal.
CM Punk show,
434. You know how I remember that? 4? I don't know too much about it. 34? CM Punk's from Chicago. 34, Walter Payton. There you go. Deal with it. That's how you learn it.
want to know how I know 434? Still the title 434 days.
Alright, my next, my big moment, I guess, in wrestling was, well, he said the CM Punk. You know, I was gonna do the CM Punk when he beat Edge for the World Heavyweight title at the time, which was the WCW title. But I'll go with what was my one? Do you remember what I said?
You were gonna do the Jericho.
Oh, the Jericho. Oh, okay.
Countdown to Millennium.
Yes. Since we don't have a lot of time. Yes, I was in,
Oh, we got enough
and
time.
it was in Chicago. I was there when Jericho debuted.
I was one of the only people that I talked to right now that did not go to that.
Oh, that was when, and everybody knew he was going to debut, and everybody knew he was going to be there. But it's just that you didn't know when or where or how. And The Rock comes out, does his thing, and then just blocks, and then everything just shuts down. And then
Okay, there's a.
and then and everybody kind of knew it was him. And then when you see the Jericho sign flip on the Titantron, and the crowd just goes nuts.
Really quick before I cut you off, quick question.
It's awesome.
When The Rock was talking, who was he Rock
Big Show.
feuding with? Big Show. Okay.
Come on.
Okay, I thought that was gonna be trickier than that,
Stop it.
but anyway, continue.
And when the crowd kind of knew, and they were like, and then they're like, break the wall. Now we never heard his theme song ever, you know. And they're like, break the walls down. And then right when it said break the walls down and it flipped to Jericho,
soon as the Jericho
and
flipped,
the crowd
you just-
went nuts. And that
Even though
that was
those of you at home who are watching that. My god!
YouTube that.
Check it.
YouTube
If
that.
you got the WWE Network, probably one of the
yeah,
easiest things to find.
Well, I don't know if they do. Fucking. Sorry, I apologize.
Well, don't they have the top 100 Raw moments of all time on there?
No, they do. Yeah, I think you can.
So I don't have a WWE Network.
I do.
He does.
And I think they do have that. But that was just the best. I have it on DVD, so. Or you can YouTube it. You don't even have to watch. Just listen to the crowd itself.
So you can hear the crowd.
The crowd goes.
They know who's coming.
That's the biggest pop of all time.
Yeah, they know who's coming. But it's second that Jericho flips on the Titantron.
Right when they see Jericho's face or Jericho's name on the Titantron. Oh my god! I mean, it was something. It was something.
You heard the first pop when you had the girl on the Titantron doing her little
and they're like,
thing, I want you, whatever.
I got you. Yeah,
Break the wall.
And then
Name flips. Boom.
And then they were like,
4th of July with an Allstate Arena or Rosemont.
It was
back then.
Whatever. Yeah, I think was it the Rosemont or was it at the time?
That was Rosemont back then.
Yeah, it might have been. Oh, it was the best thing. Man, if anybody gets anything out of this, watch that.
Yeah.
Oh, you get chills every goddamn time you see it. I mean, that was just. And Jericho, he's our size, and he's
got muscle. We got fat.
Well, I mean, if we worked out, we'd be his size.
Oh, if we worked out and gave a crap about ourselves, we would look like him.
And he was the first undisputed heavyweight champion of all time. Think about that, people. Think about that.
Who was the next undisputed champion of all time?
Who cares?
Exactly.
Yes.
We're not going to discuss that.
All right. Now, your next moment.
Okay, I hate to continue to be a
CM Punk or Jericho.
A mark. I know I've discussed this guy very heavily. We might get a little firework action here.
Brooklyn Brawler? Are we talking about the Brooklyn Brawler?
Okay, he's going to bed right now. But I hate to be a mark, because I know I've marked out on this guy in the past few episodes, but you might disagree, but one of my favorite moments of all time, I'm just doing this because of Pops, what he just said, Ziggler when he cashed in Money in the Bank about 2 or 3 years ago. Against Del Rio. Which I discussed briefly in Raw, believe it was our episode about Raw.
Go ahead, sorry.
Snapdragons. Cheapest, greatest sound ever. But Ziggler cashing in the briefcase. So it's, Del Rio's hurt in the corner with his knee was messed up, I want to say. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Del Rio's knee was messed up. And then you just said that, I'm here to show the world. You just hear the 25,000 fans, however many it was. Everyone just
exploded,
jumps and explodes. It reminded me of the Jericho explosion. That's why I wanted to bring that up real quick. You just hear that pop, and they actually had a decent match, even though Del Rio was believed to be hurt. They had like a good, about 3-4 minute match.
Yeah. No, I mean Ziggler always puts on a good match. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, they actually went back and forth even with Del Rio being hurt. Ziggler made it look great. Ziggler, that's what I love about Ziggler. Even though Del Rio was supposedly battered and bruised with his knee, Ziggler made it look like a legitimate match, like he was healthy from the beginning. That's what I love about Ziggler. But Ziggler won the title, of course, as we all know. And that explosion was...
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was almost
because
as big of a moment as when Punk won his first title.
They thought he deserved it, and
he did deserve it. And
the crowd,
and they crapped on him 2 months later when he lost it to... I don't remember who he lost it to. Crap.
Probably fucking... stop cussing, people.
Yeah, cussing is bad.
He probably lost... Did he lose it back to Del Rio, or did he lose it to...
I think that was the last time Del Rio had a title.
Yeah, you might be right.
Didn't he lose to Bryan?
Oh, he might have lost to Bryan, yeah.
No, because Bryan was... No. Regardless who it was, I don't remember it. I apologize. We're real wrestling fans. We can't remember 2 years ago from one of our favorite wrestlers.
The first one, let us know who won that title. Who was the first guy to beat? We'll give you a shot glass.
He might have lost it because he was injured. No.
Again?
What am I talking about? I'm sorry.
All right. So the next moment.
Okay, we're gonna move on because I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
Oh, well, if you didn't take it, I'll take it. Was the CM Punk, John Cena, Chicago, Illinois, when everybody thought CM Punk was gonna leave, and yours truly, I was like, oh well, fucking.
That still gives me.
All right.
Just thinking
We're
about
gonna
that
cuss
match,
a lot.
it gives me
I
goosebumps.
apologize.
It just gives me goosebumps, that match.
I'm like, Cena's gonna win. Cena's the champ, and there's no way Punk. That was the start of the 400 and Walter Payton.
No, that was not the start of 434.
No, was it?
Because he lost the title to Del Rio with the briefcase a couple months down the road.
So then who did he win in after that?
Was that in English?
Who did he beat after that?
Well, Del Rio got the title from him, and then they had a triple threat. It was him, Cena, and Del Rio had a triple threat match.
And then Punk won again?
Punk beat him both. I'm damn near positive.
Alright, that might be right.
I know Del Rio beat him because he had the briefcase.
It was before that.
2 months. No, because remember with the Cena match. Remember Vince waved Del Rio down to the ring to cash in, and Punk kicked him in the face and he ran away. Del Rio cashed in their Money in the Bank against Punk about 2 months down the road. It might not have been 2 months. It's probably shorter than that actually. But he ended up getting the title back from Del Rio, and that's when the 434 started.
Yeah. Okay. Which is
the greatest 434 days of my life.
For
if you can't tell from our shirts right now.
Before Walter Payton happened. But yeah, that was my biggest like I thought in my opinion, I think I know more wrestling than anybody, and he thinks he knows more than wrestling than anybody, and together we know
but
more
we can't
wrestling
remember,
than
we can't remember who lost to Ziggler for anything
but
right now.
We think we're smart marks. But I really thought that night that I was like, well, Punk's not re-signing, and he's gone, and it's going to be in Chicago, and Cena wins, and I really thought Cena was going to win. Cena was going to celebrate for like a minute and a half, go out, and CM Punk was going to, say his final bow goodbye to
kind of like
Chicago
what he did to
fan.
Ring of Honor.
Like he did in Ring of Honor. And IWA.
Which was one of his best matches
Mid-South.
ever with Colt Cabana's final match,
Yeah.
when he was crying in the ring, and I'm like, oh my god!
Yeah, and I thought that was what's going to happen. But, boom, he beat John Cena and became the WWE Heavyweight Champion. And the classic I mean...
To Vince, when he was like...
And this is
I'm like, oh god, he is so good.
My guy. This is my guy. The guy I seen when I
Phil,
seen
come
him.
back, please, God.
I mean, that was this guy seen in wrestling in Highland, Indiana.
Indiana at the Gene Shepherd Center.
Lincoln Center.
Well, it's Gene Shepherd now, but
Is it really?
yeah, off
It's a Lincoln Center. It's always
of
been a
Kennedy or
Lincoln
whatever.
Center. Oh, what's in Highlands Lincoln Center?
It's
It might have changed. I don't know. Well,
John Shepherd's. That's where they held the Christmas. Okay,
But
forget about that.
I mean, but it's literally as big as this canopy.
you can't
CM
see.
Punk.
Well, they can't see it.
Well, it's you know how big canopies are.
Okay, it's like
They're not big.
it's like a 10 by 12 canopies, just to give you that.
And
they fit 300 people in a wrestling ring within a 10
there
by
was
12
only like
foot.
50 people there.
Okay, so 50 people in a wrestling ring within a 10 by 12 foot area. That's
Fred, that's shout out to Fred.
Fred, where you at, man? I've been hearing a lot of stuff about you. You need to come out.
But yeah, that was my God bless CM Punk. I wish he would come back, but
I said
hey,
if we did a
you know
top
what?
10, it'd all be Punk right now. But
yeah,
I gotta kind of make a variety.
all right. Give me your next shocking moment.
I'm gonna throw a really obvious one out here.
If it's WCW again.
No, it's not WCW. So I have very few memories of WCW, unfortunately, because I was too young. But
Your first one was WCW. That's awesome.
that was the first one popped in my. Well, I wasn't gonna.
No, that's
I wasn't
good.
gonna
I said
state the
that.
obvious, but
No, yeah. Let's wait until the end.
I'm gonna state
I got you.
a very obvious WWE one. Undertaker, Mankind, Hell in a Cell.
Oh. Because if he would have said Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, and I would have walked.
Which I discussed in the first one when I said that Ultimate Warrior is better than Hogan, which I stand by.
No, that was a good one. Money in the Bank. Jesus Christ. That was actually King of the Ring. Hell in a Cell.
Yes, that was.
That was crazy. That was fun.
So, I think I was like, what was that? 98? 97?
98. It was 98.
I was not even 10 years old yet, and watching that was part of what got me into wrestling. Watching Undertaker throw Mankind off of the cell onto the announcer table, I was like,
and just Jim Ross.
oh my God, he's got a family.
God, my God, he's
God.
He's broken in half. And then, but I mean, the worst of it was when they got back on the cage.
Yeah.
And he choked, and then
he gets back up,
with the
on the
chair
cage
on
after.
him.
Yeah.
The chair fucking
man.
smacks him in the face, and then his tooth goes up his nose or comes out his nose. He like inhales it and comes out his nose.
And then he's on Raw the next night too. It's
Man, yeah, that was a good one.
Mick Foley, you are a dedicated person. If you ever watch this, you are a dedicated person. I give you tons of credit for that.
I'll tell you what, whoever never watched that King of the Ring 98,
go check it out.
It's the best, but probably
you can find it on YouTube or WWE
best,
Network.
one of the best matches of all time. Of all, yeah, we should do that too one of these days. Best matches.
Best match of all time. We can do that.
Because that one was insane. Mick Foley just took a beating. Just a beating.
The best part about it is
here's the best part. Here's the best part. I love Undertaker, don't get me wrong. I do love Undertaker. I love him. Mick Foley goes through all that, everything he went through, from the throwing off the cage, getting choke slammed through the top of the cage, onto the ground, chair hitting his face. Here comes the Undertaker, 6'9", goes down and and then he goes on the on the ring canvas, boom, twists his ankle.
Yep.
He's out longer than Mick Foley is. What? Because you watch the tape. Because Undertaker comes on and he goes, boom, and he's like, oh, and he's holding his ankle. I'm like, Mick Foley just got fucking. I'm sorry, I had a cuss on that. I apologize. Mick Foley just got shot 100 million times, thrown off a cage, and went through World War 100. And here comes big goofy. I love Undertaker. Don't get me wrong. Comes up, he's got to go this much, this far from the ground, and he rolls his ankle. And Undertaker's like, oh, and Undertaker's out for like 2 months. Mick Foley, like you said, comes back on Raw the next day. Are you kidding me? Undertaker should have been slapped and fined for that. Watch it. You'll see it. Because when Undertaker does it, he's like,
Undertaker should have been slapped and fined for allowing Lesnar to beat him instead of Punk.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Undertaker is a badass mother effer.
Undertaker could do what he wanted at this point.
Yeah, he is the union rep of WWE. He's a badass.
Lose to Punk or Triple H or HBK if you use it back. Don't lose to Lesnar.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's another.
I'm not saying just because I'm a Punk mark, but
no, just
not Lesnar. I'd rather
give it to Shawn.
I'd rather see Cena. I'd rather see Cena.
Give it to somebody that cares about
somebody
the
who's credible and who cares. Thank you. Yes, exactly.
I mean, Brock Lesnar beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania. How many times have we seen Brock?
Cue the cricket
we're
sounds.
waiting.
Yeah,
we're waiting.
We're gonna sit here. Let us know.
That's horrible. And even my brother-in-law, who does not know anything about wrestling, who locks people out of their houses.
He's a big Jericho mark, but that's about it.
And he's like, "Oh, did Brock come back yet?" I'm like, "No, not yet." But he's the one who beat Undertaker. He's the one in 21 and 1. Yeah, he is. It's horrible.
Okay,
I don't. Did they drug the Undertaker? Because what I heard, they said the Undertaker agreed with it. So
Michelle McCool must have did something special for him that day.
Like Michelle McCool got like, here's an extra $5 million, Michelle. Put this little shot in his arm, make him agree to job to Lesnar, at WrestleMania.
God,
and
Michelle McCool.
Undertaker's like, all right, we're gonna do it. And then afterwards, he's like, well, I guess I agree to it. No, what? Who agrees to that? You don't agree to Brock Lesnar. And the way it ended, wasn't even good. Like okay, lose to Brock.
The best part was about that. I'm like, okay, 3 F5s and it'll be over. Only hit the third one. Then he pinned him. I'm like, it's not gonna happen. 1,
2, 3, boom.
1, not gonna happen. 2, no. 3, are you?
Yeah, I mean, okay, if you're gonna lose to Brock, make it epic.
He
Don't
looked
lose
like
just like a
Raggedy
bitch.
Ann out there that match.
Yeah,
I don't want to get too into it because that's another topic for another
it's
day.
horrible.
But we're running slightly low on time, so you got one more topic to discuss here for top moments.
Oh, it's mine?
Yeah, because I just did the Mick Foley Undertaker.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you here's a little switch. I'll give you a top moment that was devastating to me. I'm a Hulkamania.
It might be amazing to me then. This is kind of going towards Ultimate Warrior Hogan.
Yep.
Oh.
I loved Hogan, and the biggest. I love wrestling, and the biggest biggest part of my life was WrestleMania 6. Hulk
The reason
Hogan
why I
versus
got into
Ultimate
wrestling.
Warrior, and I was way into wrestling before that. Not way into it. I'll give you about a year and a half. I was into wrestling.
I wasn't even born yet.
Loved Hulk Hogan.
God, I'm sorry.
And when the Ultimate Warrior,
You can't even say Silverdome or Superdome or whatever, for Christ's sake.
hey, it's Hulk Hogan with John Cena and The Rock.
He wasn't with Cena. He was with Austin and The Rock.
See, that's even better. Thank you.
It's great to be
Anywho.
here in the Silverdome or Superdome. What I don't remember what it was. But when he said that, I'm like,
But no, I'm saying
This is why I hate you.
I'm giving you the biggest shock in my life was when Ultimate Warrior beat Hulk Hogan.
it was a shock to a lot of people. I didn't even expect that when I watched the match.
I kind of thought he would win, but then when Hogan kicked, it was just bad. I had
was
nightmares
great.
about it.
Anytime Hogan lost, it was
I
great.
took time off school.
Got about 4 boxes of Kleenex.
Got 6 boxes of Kleenex.
Okay, 6. Sorry.
Because I
A
don't
few
want them to show
handkerchiefs
me up.
for precautionary measures.
That was the saddest. That was the biggest but saddest moment in wrestling in my life.
It was one of the greatest moments of wrestling.
And let the record show: Hogan's still alive, Warrior's dead. Damn, that just
but that
boom, that just happened. I'm just saying, hey, God shines on good people.
that was way too soon.
Why
Oh God.
did he die yesterday?
That's still. Oh man. Okay. Anyway, well, I'm gonna drop that right there. We're running low on time, so we're gonna do a couple honorable mentions real quick here. Things we didn't mention, of course, NWO coming up to WWE. Gotta go with debut of DX, of course. That's
X-Pac showing up.
yes,
after
X-Pac
WrestleMania
showing up.
14.
Yes, of course.
That was good.
Speaking of NWO, when they started off in WCW, which was a great thing when they would invade the announcers table. A great thing. There's a lot of different things. There's a lot of different things up
there's
there
a lot of
that we
great
didn't
moments.
mention. I'm sure if you got a favorite moment that we did not mention, go ahead and post it down in the comment section below. But as anyway, it's been Second City Sleepers, Alex, Bill. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button down below the video to like the video. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Keep you up to date on videos up to come. And as always,
I'm Bill.
oh, I forgot to mention one real quick.
Uh-oh.
Greatest moment of all time.
Oh, no.
And seeing a debut against Kurt Angle. Come on. It's the greatest match of ever when he was the prototype.
No.
See, it was so bad I don't remember what the hell his name was.
No, he was the prototype. He was
the prototype in OVW.
He was John Cena in Chicago, but it was in Chicago, by the way. It was Kurt Angle versus John Cena in Chicago. but it was still John Cena because I thought his name was Chauncey.
Yeah, he always called him Chauncey. Well,
Right.
he's always
I
terrible.
think Kurt Angle won.
He did one, thank God. But unfortunately, he made Cena.
Thank
he
God.
somehow made Cena look good. I
Because,
can't. But anyway,
I mean, thank God that
Ugh.
that Kurt Angle won because now, I don't know, what, literally like 13 years later.
I probably would have killed myself.
So who's our
by now.
heavyweight champion? Oh, that's right. Damn.
You had to bring that up. Well, hopefully by the time I post this up there, he won't be. So there's a chance. But anyway, as always, Second City Sleepers, checking out. Yeah, Bill, Alex over here. Take care, Spiker. No, I'm not doing that. YouTube, we'll see you later.